Hello everybody, here we are, and I'm driving a left-hand drive car for some reason. That's suddenly changed. We're not even in Europe yet. Well, we are. We're kind of in Europe, but we're in England. We shouldn't be driving a left-hand car.
When we're in Europe, the car just switches itself.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because it's great. It's got a little converter here underneath that converts to kilometres per hour from miles. But I didn't realise that you could actually change the position of the steering wheel as well. That will happen, actually. That will happen. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Grand Tour. We're doing our own Grand Tour here. It's ESA time. Yippee! Hi! We are driving to Sweden. A couple of stops along the way. We're stopping in Ashford in Kent. The original plan was to try to drive all the way to a little place in the Netherlands to meet the lovely rival May and do some music. May, unfortunately, she's been ill all week and she's got a bit of a bad throat, so she might not be able to sing. But we're going to do something tomorrow night. Now, the original plan, like I said, was to just do the trip to Drunen in one go. It's kind of ambitious. If something happens on the motorway, you know, you're kind of screwed. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay in Ashford this evening and then take the channel sort of as early as we can tomorrow, because it's something like a 3.5, maybe 4-hour drive to Drunen.
That's what I thought it would be.
Something like that. We have to really be prepared for the following day though, because from Drunen up to Malmo is 10 hours. 10 hours of driving! Even Bjorn in his Tesla doesn't... Well, he does do that actually. He's a crazy man. And he streams it live. We can't stream live, we're kind of recording this video and then we'll edit it together and then post something this evening. Anyway, enjoy the scenery, because we'll record a bit of sat-nav as well, hopefully for the accidents behind us that we caused. And we're going to put this together though as a video, and as often as we can we'll post the videos onto YouTube. Anyway, I've got to concentrate now because the traffic is all slowing down, it's all getting busy. That's Alex.
Hi.
It's going quite well so far. Ooh, 50, sorry. I was actually gaining a little bit of time there because back on the M6, a stretch of about 20 miles of roadworks, because they're making it a smart motorway. Smart as in it just keeps changing the speed all the time, which is fucking stupid when you think about it, but that's what they're doing. So the speed limit was 50 for about 15-20 miles, something like that. Funny thing is according to the sat-nav, that actually cost us about 2 minutes. Can you believe that?
Really?
But anyway, I've kind of now I need to look for one of the cash ones here. Yeah, this will do. So we're coming up to the toll now. £6.60, I think it should be. Oh, hang on.
You kidding?
Hang on, go for this one here.
£6.70.
£6.70. Oh my gosh. Honestly, inflation, eh? Doesn't it make you sick?
Oh my god. I was like, it's gonna be 160, 170.
And it's only just gone up. God, to think we could have set off about a week ago and saved 10p. Right, thank you. So, we continue on. Now, we've not stopped for breakfast yet. The plan, if Alex is alright with it, is to stop at the services in Oxford and its dreaming spires. No, we won't be going into Oxford. Oxford service station on the M40 is just like any other service station. It's basically a bit shit, but it's better. You see, we were talking earlier on about where we would stop for breakfast. Now, McDonald's is a shit idea, obviously. So we want to get some quality food. But we can't, so we'll have to go to a service station. So join us there. We'll probably have some more photos and shit by then, because this is, like I said before, this will turn into a video. So we're going to take pictures if anything happens, like if an elk runs out and kills us or somebody and it's dead funny, then we'll put that in the video, whatever. So this is Dino signing out and driving. Confused because when I went to pay, did all the stuff, and then the guy there said see you later, and I'm thinking I'm going to Ashford and then going to Sweden. That's a fucking detour to come back here.
I think we should come back just to say hi.
Yeah, alright. Okay. And I don't know why he wants to see me later. Hope it's not that. Anyway, we found out something new today. What was the name of that? It wasn't Cherwell Valley, was it? Because it's the next one along. Or is it Cherwell Valley? Is this Cherwell Valley service?
I think this is M40 South, open bracket, London, close bracket services.
Yeah, it's an exciting name. It just trips off the tongue. 5, right? How many? Yeah, 5 Costas in the one establishment. So we had what, 2?
There was 2 actual shops.
Mm-hmm.
There was 1 staffed stand, and then there was 2 separate self-services. 1 just in the corner, and then 1 in WH Smith's. 5 whole Costas in 1 service station.
And the other thing that we found out that was quite good is that you don't just have to. It's not. They don't actually have the monopoly there. They just have the biggest number. Everybody else does coffee as well. I think there's a knitting outlet there that does coffee. And the other thing I found out, I didn't know this because either they've changed it or it's just been a long, long time. I was, as you saw, really scummy and got myself a KFC. And the coffee I had coffee with it, and it's actually good coffee. I was surprised. I hope those bastards all die.
Oh, I wish the
Traffic
camera
cops.
could properly see this.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's really possible.
A transporter full of traffic cop cars there, and you want it to fall over, don't you?
That would be entertaining.
Yeah.
In a slightly horrific way.
Yeah. No, as long as they don't land on it. I mean, it'd be great if they had cops actually in the cars when it fell over. That would make it better. But, oh, please, somebody start a fire. We don't like traffic cops. Traffic cops in the UK, just for any of you guys who don't know, they are the scum of the earth. They are absolutely the scum of the earth. Totally corrupt.
But fuck them, because we're going to Sweden.
We're going to Sweden where the people are nice. They're cool and they're nice. Right. That update done.
Adios.
So, as you can see, we're at an absolute standstill. I think our ETA in Ashford is still about 3 o'clock or something like that, but God knows how long it will take us to get through this. Oh, I hate it. Anybody know any games we can play?
I spy with my little eye.
A lot of fucking traffic.
I spy with my little eye, something beginning with C.
Christopher. Him in over dinner.
Wow.
Congestion.
I was thinking car, but we done?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to have to check the sat-nav now to see what effect this is going to have on us. Are you calculating the route, you stupid thing? Right, okay. So we'll catch you when we're moving again.
Bye.
Right, I've got to be very, very careful what I say here, because we've got to... Where are we? Clackett Lane, something like that. I don't know. Where we stopped for a pee break. We're very, very close to being influenced by Dr. Disrespect, and we thought better of it. You know. Because, you know, he got demonetised and... Banned and all that kind of stuff, and it could have cost me, well, fuck all, because I've got fuck all. So, I'm going to go back in and just video people farting. Well, at long last we see the back of motorway. You obviously will know this, but just on the sat-nav, literally a couple of minutes ago on the map, you could see the sea.
We've made progress.
So yeah, we've done all right, showing our arrival time about 3, which isn't bad. But we had another very, very long stretch of the M20, whatever thing it was, M26 I think. More roadworks, all smart motorway stuff, and it was all down to 50 forever and ever and ever. So, but we're kind of here now. It's yeah, we are apparently a couple of minutes away. So we shall resume video as we park up, get out of the car, and collapse in Susan's garden. I'm going to collapse in the lady garden. In the ladies' garden, sorry. Journey in the end. Finally got to Folkestone. Kind of clearing up, you know. That was quite nice. Bit of blue sky around. And we stopped at a seafood restaurant here, which all local catches. The menu is amazing. I mean, everything's seafood, and it's all local stuff that they, you know, local Tesco that they've gone to for this. So we're going to have this big platter to share. Sorry, I keep looking at the wrong bit because I'm used to, on my laptop, the camera's right in the middle and I'm looking at the middle of my phone, but the camera lens is over there. Can't get used to that. So we're going to have some food and a comparatively early night, I think, because we're going to make an early start for the Channel Tunnel tomorrow morning, probably around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock! Yeah, it does exist. So that's our little update. Had a great drive down. Apart from a total tit on the M25, driving a red, tatty, very, very tatty red Mercedes van. Never doing more than about 68 miles an hour. But would not move out of the outside lane at all. Typical brain dead van driver, probably a gammon, I would have thought. But apart from that, it's fine, no problem. Lots of roadworks though. Quite a few motorways at the moment in England either have been or in the process of being upgraded to what they call a smart motorway. Now, a smart motorway, it's a clever idea. It's called a smart motorway, and what it does is, for various stretches, it randomises what kind of speed limit it's going to be, 40, 50, 60, or 70, something like that, to cause absolute fucking panic and mayhem, because everybody spends all the time driving looking at their speedos because they don't know what speed they're going to have to be doing for the next quarter of a mile. So it's a really brilliant safety idea. So there's a lot of that going on, all motorways are being upgraded to stupid. So
yeah, you can say that sarcasm was lethal.
Yeah, well, you know, lowest form of wit. So yes, I think we've been through something close to 40 miles of that on the journey down. Thankfully, we're going into mainland Europe where they're a bit more sensible. So yeah, we should be okay. Anyway, thanks. Quick update, because that's going to use up all of my memory in my phone. And we do Pebbles to die for. Straight off the beach, absolutely fresh. Lick 'em. That's about all you can do. Anything else, you break your teeth. Right, we've ordered food. Food is on the way, and yet another game. Alex has got 14,000 billion games on his phone.
I do.
Yeah.
In fact, I have so many that I actually have 6.
You actually have to what?
I actually have 6.
Wow.
So many games. And we live.
Hi chaps. Yeah, good news and bad news. The good news is we just had a really, really beautiful seafood meal. Very good. Really, really nice.
Very good.
There's one problem. As we were on the way out, the lady who actually greeted us when we arrived, same one. She did the same as that guy at the petrol station. She said, "See you later." Now we've got a real problem.
Not again. How are we going to make time to go back to see
It's
two
already,
people?
it's going on for 7:30 in the evening. That guy at the petrol station must be at least an hour and a half away. That's a 3-hour round trip.
Yeah.
Even if we just go and say hello, and then what if he says "see you later" again when we go?
Bugging, mate.
Because then we're going to come back here to see her. And then, you know, we could say, "Hi, sorry we're a bit late, but we had another one. Had to see
We had
you later."
another appointment. We had another previous agreement to see you later.
So if we don't get to Sweden, you'll have some idea of what's happened, because it looks like everybody around here wants to see you later. So keep them
Fuck!
Keep them fucked, guys. No. Crossed is what I meant to do.
Crossed.
Fingers didn't work.
Fingers
Hey, did
crossed.
you know something? You know how Anthony was doing what was he doing for 3? So, Anthony does that. Oh yes, Anthony does that for 3.
Why?
Because you do that. The only way that you can do 3 like that is you've got to hold your little finger down. Take the thumb away from your middle finger.
It hurts. You can do it, but it hurts.
I can't. For me.
I can do it, but it hurts.
Right, because for me, look, if I let go, it comes back up. And the only way that you can do it, if you try to bend your little finger by itself, second finger wants to. You're amazing. Have you seen this? Right, hardly any movement at all. But for me, I do it. Look, second finger is almost completely bent in half. Anyway, that's this evening's bullshit trivia done with. We shall see you on the trip tomorrow.
Later!
Nice. Yeah, we'll see you later.
See you later!
It's 8:30 in the morning. Yes, 8:30 in the morning, and we exist.
And I'm awake. Just so
Yay! Alex is actually awake there. So everything's good. Just about to have a cooked breakfast. One slight complication. I made a serious error of judgment as I packed everything to come down, because when you're driving on mainland Europe, obviously because the cars are the other way around, left-hand drive, so is everything else. So you have to have these little adapter stickers that you put on your headlights. And also, there you go. There's a big breakfast for you. Look at that. Wow.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Yes, you have to have these little sticker things on your lights so that you don't glare out traffic in the other oncoming lane. And also you have to have a little GB sticker on the back of your car. And I decided that I was going to be really clever and not pack those away in such a way that I needed to go hunting for them. And perhaps predictably, I got no fucking idea where they are. So I'll have to buy some more of those. That's not a problem, it's only a couple of quid. Do you want to say the word?
sit rep.
Sit rep. Here we are. We're pointing towards France. Well, we're in a queue pointing towards France. Oh, God, I thought that was actually a stray dog then. That wouldn't have lasted. Let me just readjust the camera slightly because it's all a bit out of kilter.
Out of kilter.
So, yes, here we are. Had a nice breakfast and a bit of a... No, we didn't do anything in the shops, did we? We just went in and got some euros and the P-break euros, because obviously we don't use euros in Sweden. Just drugs. Yeah, so that's it. We're now in the queue. If you really want to know, we are H. It is not heroin, just H. And we will be boarding at about 10:05, which is still kind of
At least 20 minutes.
about 20 minutes away. 25 minutes away, something like that. So obviously we're not going to sit here waffling for 25 minutes. But the great thing is we're here, nobody has died. And we're kind of excited. Was there anything else?
It's windy.
It's a little bit windy, yes. Weather-wise, have to say, very slightly disappointing. Nice and early this morning. It was a beautiful room, but a bit hot, and neither of us slept very well. So I was up at about, 7:30 this morning. Brilliant, blue sky, just absolutely gorgeous. Went and had a shower. By the time I got back to the bedroom, it was overcast and grey, and now it's even raining a bit. So we're just hoping that once we hit mainland Europe, where the weather is always a little bit nicer, we'll be golden. So we'll give you another. Sorry, I'm watching traffic here. Stupid boy. Well, we're not going anywhere, and we will catch up with you once we're zooming along the road towards Drunen. Do you want to say sit rep again?
Sit rep.
Thanks. So we're now actually moving on the Eurotunnel. It's actually just taken me 5 minutes to get the camera to, or rather the phone, to sit up on the dashboard. Chalk horse of some kind on a hillside. That might actually be vandalism. Imaginative though. Sorry it's too late to get a picture because we're about to go under the waves and we will be in la Belgique in très soon. What are we running about? 20 minutes, 25 minutes or something like that. And we've heard all of the safety announcements, which was quite good fun because you had a very posh sounding English version, and then the French lady version just sounded like you really wanted to have sex with her. French are good at that, you know. Yes, so this is the last bit of daylight that we'll see for a little while. But we just thought we'd give you an update to, again, like the previous one, nobody's dead. It's going quite well. Right, well, so as you can see, there's light outside, therefore we must have arrived in France. We have. We're just filled up with fuel. Just desperately trying to send May a Discord message because we should be there about 3 o'clock. But everything is very, very slow over here for some reason. Anyway, nice weather. The sun is now starting to come out, so we're about to engage on a 3-hour drive to Drunen, and we might do a little bit of videography and stuff on the way because, let's face it, it's a pretty flat landscape until we get there. There's not a lot of interest, so we will have to talk and be entertaining. Can you do that? You reckon?
Nah.
Screwed.
We'll try.
Yeah. See you later. So here we are, bombing along at a very nice 130 kilometres an hour. I'm quite impressed because this is the maximum that you get, where you've got an imposed speed limit. In other words, not in Germany. 130, which is 85 miles an hour. We can't do more than 70 in the UK, ever. So our ETA has just this moment ducked under 3 o'clock, which is nice. We won't have to stop for fuel again. And Alex isn't saying anything.
Hello.
Well, there you go. That sums up the situation perfectly. Oh my
Jesus.
God, sorry, yeah.
This road is bumpy.
The roads are nice and fast, but we can't do anything about the surfaces, which at times are questionable.
I thought we were going to take off before.
Yeah.
Oh, a few bumps. Piping under the road.
I was going to say a few miles back. Are we allowed to say that? We've got to say a few kilometres back now, haven't we? It's the law. We went through a little roller coaster.
Yeah, there was a roller coaster.
There's still a lot of Brit drivers around, you know?
Yeah, I have noticed that. Like, half the cars are still British. Hello! You're breaking the law, you don't have your GB thing. As you can see, there's plenty of green, plenty of flat,
There's plenty of green
trees.
and plenty of very, very, very flat. Yeah, nice try. And we are into Welcome to Belgium,
Welcome to Belgium!
the most exciting country in Belgium.
And as you can see, a difference in the landscape.
It's got even flatter.
It's got even flatter. The trees have gone from being 12 to 3.
Yeah.
Still, we've made progress.
So that thing that we have stuck to the windscreen, I think occasionally we should actually call it a shit nav, or just take any part of sat and nav and replace it with fucking useless. All right. So our arrival time at the moment, and this could change. We've suddenly got another delay of half an hour for no reason. Is about 3:30. It was 3 o'clock. Now we didn't do anything at all, and that arrival time suddenly jumped from 3 o'clock to about 4:20, which is mad. Now, what makes it worse? It's supposed to be a very clever sat-nav, this thing about, you see, because when there's a delay coming up, it's saying there's a half an hour delay coming up because of traffic in 22 kilometres. We could save 6 minutes. A little bit more extreme was one further back where it invited us to save something like 15 minutes avoiding something. That first time it tried to take us onto a road which hasn't even been built yet. The second time it took us off the I think we're on the E9, no, we're on the E17. It took us off the E17 down to a junction to turn round and come back onto the E17. Brilliant. Now, what makes it slightly awkward is the fact that, of course, we have our mobile phones with us, except that we're well out of signal area, so we can't. We'd have to go somewhere that's got free Wi-Fi to send me a message to say, no, we're not going to be there at 3 o'clock after all. It's going to be a bit later. And I don't really want to stop, because in 20 kilometres, let's go past, in 20 kilometres, we could be stuck for another half an hour. So as you can see, potentially slightly awkward. Anyway, we'll keep you posted, of course. That's all academic as regards me to go with me, because this will be on a video that's going to be posted probably when I get back. Anyway, tatty bye, drive safe.
Here we go again. Another morning, another day of travel. And for now, another slightly zonked Alex. But we'll be good.
Yes, it's another, well, actually quite a lovely day. Sit rep. We have to start with sit rep, don't we? Here we are. Here we are outside the hotel. It's actually not a bad place, you know. See, it's got a lovely, lovely big brick wall. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do a video of the front. No, I'll tell you what, I'll do a video of the front now, just to let you know what it looks like. So here we are in the middle of June, and actually a nice little place. Quite scenic. It's all designed around bicycles as well, which is very, very good to know. And there is plane 13. Nice place, but very locked. It's 7:30 in the morning, and this is a hotel. How did I get out, you might be asking? Okay, I'll show you. So really, you kind of have to know what you're doing. Now, in fairness, the guy did say, yes, there's a door at the side that you go through, and if it's getting late, which is past 11 o'clock at night, you can get in. So, there we go. I wouldn't say deeply mysterious. Open up. Ah. Right. Okay. So we go in, and nope, it's not there. What you do, go up there, and that door on the right is where you go in. Yeah, you kind of have to know. And it's 7:30 in the morning. It's gone 7:30 in the morning, and actually you can't get to the main part of the hotel. It's all closed, so there is no breakfast at 7:30 in the morning. Bit puzzling. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a little bit of a walk around the town and have a look at what there is. It is actually a delightful little place. It's, as you can see from the roads, this isn't a good example actually. Well, some of the other roads do show. Cars definitely have second billing here to bicycles, and it's good. All of the roads all of the roads are kind of cobbled like this, which I think is good. It discourages drivers from going crazy fast. What I will say is it does make tyres quite noisy even at low speed. The room that we stayed in last night was overlooking the road, the main road outside, and yes, traffic would go by very slowly but very audibly as well. Still, it's all good. Quite a basic room, I have to say. Even the sink in the bathroom didn't have a plug, so you'll have to forgive the unshaven look today, because First of all, there was no plug to actually have a sink full of hot water. Also, for about 20 minutes, there was no hot water either. There's a local supermarket there, it's called Jumbo. Hello, Jumbo. But I get the feeling that Drunan doesn't wake up very early. Whether that applies to all week and the weekends, I don't know, but it's very quiet now. I was trying to walk quietly. There's a man over there, I don't want to wake him up, even though he's stood there smoking something questionable, I think. Oh, do you want to see a map? Do you want to see a map? There you go, just for you, have a map. And there's a better indication of the roads. Look, I think that's really good. Because the other thing is because these are very generous cycle lanes left and right, traffic is kind of encouraged to be more in the middle of the road. And obviously traffic does run both ways. So you don't get people bombing along because they're going to meet traffic coming in the opposite direction. It's actually quite clever. No big ostentatious road markings anywhere. It's just all very nice. It is a very peaceful place. Yes, okay. Nowhere's, oh my God, somewhere is open. Oh hell, it's open and it's got, you know what? I could have a coffee. The only thing is, I have no euros. I've only got my card. That's a bit of a shame. It looks very appetising. I might still be tempted, you know. Nice little place. I do like it.
Well, the good news is I think Alex's foot is awake. Yay, there we go. So here we go, day 2 of being behind the wheel. We've just got onto the A1 now, which I suppose is when it really starts. We've done a lot of 20-kilometre bursts along a few different A roads, but this is probably where I think we stay on the A1 now, almost all the way. We've got an estimated here we go, roadworks straight away. We should be there, we're supposed to be there at about 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. But obviously with the distance that we're travelling, we're going to have to stop for food and fuel. But I think we'd have to make those fairly short stops, because maybe half an hour, try and get there for about 6:30. But we've got lots of communications from Frippen, so Frippen is now on his way. Obviously Anthony is, I don't know, mid-Atlantic or something at the moment, and I don't know when Hutch T is setting off, but anyway, it's all good. Alex is still alive after all this time. I did a little bit to camera earlier on about last night, which was epic, and here we are, yes, day 3. So this is a long drive, pretty featureless, if I'm honest with you. If anything interesting comes up and if Alex is still awake, we'll try to get some footage looking out the windows at spectacular scenery, but don't expect much. Right, let me drive. Ta-da. Greetings all, so here we are, it's about midday, about 3 minutes to midday. Right, the sat-nav has done its usual thing. We were supposed to get there for about 6 o'clock, it now says 7:43. It's added 1 3/4 hours onto the arrival time, and that's without stopping anywhere. I've often said that one of the reasons why we don't bother with cruise control cars in the UK is you don't get to use it, really, because traffic is so horrendous. It's not been good coming through Germany. We are once again almost at a standstill here, and I've just realised am I upside down? I might be. That'll be interesting. And we are just very close to Bad Essen, or Bad Essen. Bad smell, probably, that means. the fancy place in Germany. Anyway, like I said, we have yeah, our arrival time now is looking a little bit stupid. I might actually have to do a little video late when we stop somewhere. If we can get some Wi-Fi, I'm gonna have to do a little video and just upload it to Discord, just to let people know that we're going to be a little bit late, I think. What else was I going to say? Oh, SatNav has been the usual stupid thing. It's doing it again. It's saying that we can save an hour, right? It did one earlier on where what it actually did was invent an extra lane at a junction. And as soon as I tried to go onto it, it just kind of disappeared and recalculated the route and actually added another 20 minutes to the journey. So let's just see what comedy it can come up with this time. I've decided that the Garmin, now it says that I'm on the fastest route. You see, it just came up to say that it could save me an hour. As soon as I went go, it refused it and said, no, actually you're on the fastest route, so you're losing another hour. It's a crap sat-nav for finding alternative routes. So that's where we are. We are running desperately late, nearly 2 hours late, and the sat-nav, as usual, has done stupid fails in trying to save us time. At the moment, oh, it's just jumped again. It was showing that we were going to arrive at 7:45. It now says 7:30. That's in the space of 100 metres.
Of being stopped.
And being stopped. So it has no idea. So I'm hoping if Alex can stay awake for a little bit, been sleeping most of the time, I don't blame him because, you know, this isn't much to look at. We might grab a few photographs, so when we do stop, which we will have to, we're down to just over half a tank, and we've still got 7.5 hours of driving to do. A lot of it possibly standing still, and yeah, and we'll try and post something to. I feel, don't yawn, you'll make me fall asleep. Anyway, that is shit rep actually. Yeah, the latest is a shit rep, and unless Alex is going to say something, I will catch you in a bit.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
So the latest sit rep. Welcome back. It's now, what time is it?
Quarter to 5.
Quarter to three. We still have I'm just going to say to you that the arrival time according to the sat-nav is 7:15 in the evening, but it's variously been 8:45, 6 o'clock, and it makes its mind up every 5 or 10 minutes. We've had hilarious attempts at detours to save time, none of which have worked. Some of them have been downright funny, but the significant thing is, and we're in slow traffic again, yet again. What is significant is that we've just stopped for a refuel. We're quite close to Hamburg, I think, and yeah, just stopped, refilled the car. There was a little dribble of water running from underneath the car. So it's not from the radiator, it's from somewhere further back. But it's not even a dribble, it's a few drips. You know, one drip every couple of seconds or something like that. So nothing is flooding out. The only thing is, I'm a little bit concerned about pushing the car a bit too hard. Temperature. I don't actually have, well, there's no temperature gauge which is kind of visible on the dashboard, so I don't really know what I'm looking for. And we have a roughly, I think, 4.5 or 5.5 hours to go. One of the two. That's if 7:15 is correct. So we still have a lot of driving to do, and we're coming to a standstill again. Germany has been a pig, basically. Now, I'm doing a video here thinking if somebody could tell me, well no, because this won't appear until we've edited the whole thing, and put it together, which probably won't be until we get back. But as soon as we stop, this is just for an on the record here, as soon as we stop and have a good Wi-Fi signal, I have to check when Anthony's run is, because I have the feeling that it's about 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, okay, as in Sunday. That being the case, we cannot afford any significant delays, because it would be nice to get a little bit of sleep. I'm not going to, I don't think, whatever happens, but I'd like to be able to at least refresh before the run. So we'll keep taking pictures and we'll keep posting stuff on Discord when we can. So for the time being, this is Dino out and still ploughing ahead and hoping to arrive at 7:15. And here we go yet again, literally less than 5 minutes after the last update that we gave you, while we were sort of just getting out of another hold-up. Here is another hold-up, standing still, this time on a route that the sat-nav gave us to save time. Yeah. Current arrival time is estimated to be 8:02. I don't know if that's in focus, it is now. And we can regard that as being total bollocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does appear that most of Germany is actually gridlocked today. God knows what time we're going to arrive. It's 8:16 again now, where it was just 7:05 last time we spoke. It's kind of crazy. And the good news is, is that our arrival time of about 8:15 has not changed in something like 3 hours now, and we have about 3 hours to go. The only thing we don't know is whether or not that takes into account a ferry crossing. There is at least one ferry crossing on the way to Malmo. We assume it must be fairly frequent. Because it would be silly if it's not, because this is the only road. What do you think of ferries?
They suck sometimes.
Are there enough of them?
They appear to be the only one in existence.
Being on board a ferry is very, very exciting.
Starbucks. Not
Pastrami.
Small sit rep. You know what, I've just sat down here for breakfast and I went to get a pepper pot to actually balance the phone. A fucking seagull came and took part of my breakfast. couple of hours. As you can see, Alex is still in bed, obviously. Nicely ensconced in the hotel. Lovely place. So, no major plans for today. You know, time-wise, we're under no pressure. Obviously, we're going to go back to the hotel, and I always remember to take a photograph, actually, of the hotel, which is the venue for ESA, because I forgot to do that yesterday. Grab a couple more photos of whatever, you know, and meet Anthony. That's priority number one. Sad news, rival. Sad news, rival May. I'm not wearing it, and that is not a choice. The necklace thing broke, so I'm not wearing my Austin's thing. So I know it's Sunday. It might be very difficult. There might be nowhere open, but I need to get a new chain for that. It's an overcast day. A few little spots of rain. There's actually a few little spots just landed on the screen there. So, yeah, not quite the same as it was yesterday. If I can, I'll check the forecast, because I'm planning on doing a little bit of travelling, if possible. Shut the fuck up.
That's a nice one.
Sit rep. Yeah, sit rep time. It's Monday and we're going to Copenhagen.
So it's popular to the extent that not only do people crowd the riverbank to take photos, even the boats stop by the riverbank so people on the boats can take even worse photographs. Oh well, that's tourism. It's a good thing, isn't it? Hello. Yeah, the light keeps adjusting, we don't know why. Turned out quite nice, it's alright, a bit cloudy, don't mind. So here we are in wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. Just stopped for a fairly cheap. We've not eaten, it's, what time is it now?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? It's 2 o'clock, we haven't eaten anything today. That's ridiculous. Right, so we're addressing that situation now, just, you know, a bit of lasagna and linguine and sandwiches and chips and that kind of thing. Nothing posh. Brilliant. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we try to vlog everything.
Yeah. That seems good.
Great. Thank you very much. Looks nice. Look at that.
steak sandwich, and rosemary fries. Linguine with mussels core. So let us tuck into that, and we will be back shortly. We're probably going to be doing a fair bit with the camera, not facing us, thank heavens, but allowing you to see the wonderful scenery of the big sea. See you in a bit. So a bit of souvenir stuff just went on then. Are we going to see the swag?
Okay, start with the boring stuff. Sheep.
Well, it's not boring, it's just the smallest. Smallest doesn't always mean boring. Although it can, admittedly. No, you can't see it first, it's a surprise. Right, so we start with, obviously everything's in reverse, but Copenhagen, bike town, bike city. Copenhagen is a city. It doesn't know, it's too modest.
I've got a pen that says Denmark.
No, we've got a pen that says...
Oh, it actually says Denmark.
Cramned.
Denmark. Crammed. Ned is very crammed.
That's kind of epic.
I got a wobbly pencil.
It's a wobbly, angry Viking pencil.
And of course, being
And you've got to have a
tourist,
postcard. Have to have a postcard of the Little Maiden, Little Mermaid. I
The
know what I'm
little,
saying.
little maiden. Nothing's ever going to go back into there, so that's fine.
Even the bag's nice. Look.
Even the bag is nice.
Actually,
Got
rather.
other places.
Yeah.
It's very
The
nice.
Ugly Duckling is actually a Danish story. Bet you didn't know that. No, no, no.
I got matching mugs
And matching mugs. One for
Right.
Sweden, one for Denmark.
because I have an obsession with mugs.
Yeah.
So I like them very much.
And then we love. Yeah, he can come out next, I think, after. Because you have to have a teddy.
Got a teddy from my sister. She says Denmark. Again, it actually says Denmark, not Denmark. And he's very cute. He's got his own little hood, which will go up when the panels come up. This one is my favourite, and it was supposed to be for my sister, but I probably will end up keeping it for myself because it's the little angry Viking. It is Angry Viking on it. Hello, I'm an angry Viking.
I'm so cross. I am so
I'm
cross.
so cross. And then, of course, because I love the Angry Viking so much, I also got a t-shirt with him on as well.
Absolutely epic.
So, yeah.
And they say that Denmark and Sweden is dead expensive. It's actually not.
No.
That was kind of pocket money. It's all right, you know. Tell you what, if you lost a few pounds, that wouldn't be such a fucking problem, would it? Fatties. Confirm the truth, this is not a myth. People do actually queue to get into the Lego shops. There's one down the road, just literally about 100 metres away, less than that. Another one here, as you can see. People actually queue to get in. Amazing. I'm glad that I did this service to you. So I've tried to play a bit more clever today and not taking my breakfast downstairs because I don't want it stolen by a seagull. Not again. That was funny, but annoying. I have to say, I really like the breakfast choice here. I've gone for really unhealthy and stuffing my face with meat. But everything you can imagine, most of it's not even breakfast stuff. I'm having pate here. Yay. Right, okay, sit rep. We always say sit rep for no reason whatsoever. Yesterday was good, went to Copenhagen, but it turned very rainy at the end of the day, which is why there wasn't much photography or videoing at the end of it. But Alex said that the forecast was a lot better for today. It's kind of cloudy at the moment, dry, but doesn't look like it's going to be a fantastic day. However, the plan, and we'll stick to it, is to return to Copenhagen and do a bit more. If I can get Alex up, what time is it here? It's going on for 9 o'clock in the morning, I think about 8:45. I'm going to see if I can get Alex up a little bit earlier
and then we'll go back across the bridge and spend more of a day in Copenhagen. May well see if we can get one of these kind of all-day bus tickets or something. I think that was the other thing I was going to say. Funnily enough, I was looking at Discord earlier on and I saw a message from Anthony to say that he was kind of sleeping. He'd slept for almost 24 hours and he was still tired. And of course, that's jet lag, that's going to happen. But really weird is I kind of feel the same. I feel like I could probably, if I'd not got up at the moment that I did today, I could have slept all day. And I think maybe just bearing in mind that the screen, the run that I did with Anthony finished at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we had been up, I think I'd been up since, I don't know, 9 or 10 in the morning the previous day, so that was a long day. It may well have been the equivalent of jet lag, which has kind of caught up with me. But I feel okay, and we're going to stick to the plan of going to Copenhagen, like I said, and we'll do a bit more exploring today. So that's it. I don't want you to watch me eat. I'll catch up with you when we are on our way. Bye for now. Weather update, as you can see, there's definitely an improvement, but this is the first time they've actually shown the view out of the hotel window. Come on, it's not bad, is it, eh? Alright, it's a church and we don't like church. Well, we do like churches for the architecture. Yeah. But it's not bad. Bicycles. So the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. And as you can see from the roller coastery thing up there, yes, we're at Tivoli Gardens, the famous Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen. And we're going to have some fun. Hey, Alex, so we're going to have some fun. Yeah, that wave said yes. Oh, and another thing, see, while we're here, just making a note of bicycles. Yes, the plan is, today we will actually hire bicycles. I wanted to hire scooters. If we can work out with the scooters here, you hire them using an app. Okay, they don't have shops. You basically get some kind of app for your phone and unlock them. You find them all over the place. They kind of look like that, yeah. And yeah, you download this app and do something. It's designed in California, just discovered. That's nice. And then you can ride them around and you dump them wherever. Once you finish with them, you dump them, and the app kind of records where they are, and they get collected. This is what we're talking about. So, first ride, obviously, but there is one. It was that you heard in the background. There's just one thing I do want to point out. Riders must have 3 functional limbs. Okay. Now, it's not exactly a reason to be scared, but it's just the very first requirement is that you have all of your bits. It's just weird. You never see that in England. Maybe they just don't care.
Turned into quite a nice day. Oh, it's been so hot, beautiful. Just discovered it's 26 here, which is nice, and 33 in London, but still fuck off London. We're having a great time. Right, it's what is it, about 5:10 or something like that?
27 minutes past.
Yeah, about 5:30. Still very, very hot. I'm loving this. I don't want to go home. We're still in Tivoli Gardens. This is where we came. We got here, well, midday-ish, maybe 1 o'clock. I reckon we've been here at least 4, maybe 5 hours, and Tivoli Gardens isn't big, it really isn't. But it's just so nice, you know, a couple of nice fairground rides, and there's something being set up for some kind of musical show over there too. You think I said to my left, but it's to my right because of the mirror thing on the phone. We don't know whether, you see, that's something else now. We were seeing illuminated, or rather LED display posters each side, and it looked like it might be a kiddies show, in which case, yeah. It's showing something else now. Finding Tomorrow in Yesterday. Pretentious crap or nay? We're not sure.
Just gonna wait and find out, I guess.
Yeah, could wait to find out. And there's an advert for something else now. That's too small to see it though properly. Can't really make out what that is. So something is happening at 7 o'clock. Now the great thing is with Tivoli Gardens, and we didn't know this until a couple of hours ago, is that it stays open really late, something like 11:30 at night, near enough. And everything has lights ready to be lit up, and we could get really lucky and find that we get this gorgeous show going on later when everything's lit up and it could be really, really pretty. You know what? We don't want to go anywhere else. Just really liking this. And the very observant may have noticed I've switched to Twitch sunglasses. The reason for that is the Foster Grant ones I was wearing before actually had a name. They were called Fast Lane. And as I said to Alex, something that's named after a completely dickhead idea, dickhead concept. In fact, a dickhead concept of something which doesn't really exist, but the arrogant twats in the black BMWs will still call it the fast lane because they fucking own it. Yeah, I don't want to wear those. Conscientious objector. Anyway, how are you doing, babe? You good?
It's hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
There's a bird.
They have some free roaming like peacocks and stuff here. Didn't really
One's got a
expect.
baby.
And one had a baby. It's a pea brain. No, pea. It's got to be a good name for that. Baby peacock. No, don't. Stop. A bit of flag waving there, and why not? Why not? Why not indeed? A bit of Canadian, Canadian LGBT, no LGBT, no, both.
Den första gång jag såg dig, det var en sommardag. En formiddag var solen lyste klart. Och alla de små blomster, de stod i stakkevis. Og nejede som unge brudepar. det var blidt og blødt på stranden, hvor vi stod. Og bølgerne de skvulpede og kyssede din fod. Den første gang jeg så dig, det var en sommerdag. Den første gang, hvor du holdt mig i hånden. Den første gang jeg så dig, der skinnede sommerskud, som svanerne på søens dybe blå. Jeg mødte dig i Vrimlen, et sted midt inde i byen, og fuglene de sang som hjertesmå. Der lød en sang fra himlen, så sød som aldrig før. Det var den lille verden, som man næsten aldrig ser. Den første gang jeg så dig, det var en sommerdag. En sommerdag for længe siden. Og derfor når jeg ser dig i lyshøje vinterland, hvor hele verden den er frosset til. Og denne vinden suser gennem marv og ben, og depressionerne de flytter af. Så mindes jeg den sommer, hvor vi lå på Sønderstrand. Den parasollen i den stjernefyldte sang. Den første gang jeg så dig, var en sommerdag. En sommerdag fra længe siden.
Trine Pedersen, mine damer og herrer, og Tivolis Salonorkester. It is local. All right, so here we go. So of course, the first stage in this is our good old cut man stage starting off. So, our players, we have players of all skill levels. We have people who have Team 1 guys players. So here we go. Team 2 right behind them. Team 1 just one string behind. So we don't need the help of Team 1, Team 3. We're pretty good on help in this program. And of course, Team 3 is the first of the balls here. Health should be okay. A pretty predictable pattern on the balls. We're going to see how Team 3 does it. They're going to have a little lead. Team 2. And Cutman is down on Team 1. So here we go. I don't know if you all know this at home, but the 3 people that you see playing now are not any kind of... That's the first thing. Make that climb up. Obviously, you want to take any damage, fall down, but these people are pro, top players, no doubt. And the 4 pieces we get up there, we're going to find out how Indy handles this one. And Indy is going to just take one extra. And what basically changes the race here. Trying to get early magnet here, and simply he's going to be in trouble here. He's going to get back in the ball to walk of shame. He's in. Oh, got to get this zip in while before the beginning here. And JK was the first time to get rid of this top block. Work out a mechanism, hope he zips all the way past this long walk of shame and walk floor. Picks up her replacement, nails his first shot. Getting hit, damage boost, mash, and hope he's a little too low there. He's too low. Of course, Team 1 is going to take the walk of shame. And of course, he is out of feigning. He's trying to switch the bomb instead as the only alternative weapon. While he's doing this, Team 1 is slowly sitting up. He's getting low in health here. And, he's in trouble now. He's going to have to figure something else out. He has to use any weapon that sees on screen for a long period of time. And he's down to 1 HP. And, he is also dead. And Team 1 is still trying to get that zip. He's going to just come back here. If he can nail this zip, he can skip all those replays like Team 3 is currently going through. Team 1 is trying to get here. All right, Team 1 can solidify this lead here. So we can know that Chrissy is on his tails here. Team 1 is going to get it as well. He's also on to the final play. Team 3 has no advantage right now because of no deaths here. Chrissy is just about 7 minutes. And this time we have time. Team 3 winners, Ricky Dexter, Cartina Cal, Joko, Crazy Rasmus, and Mother Brady 86. The turn point, the Mexican runner.
What a scorcher. Hottest day of the year so far, apparently. It's certainly forecast to be extremely hot today. And for us, ESA is over. The event itself isn't over, still a couple of days to go, but we've finished now. This is the last full day that we have here at the hotel. Today's plan is to go to Helsingborg, which is just a little bit further north, again, support. Maybe use a little ferry service there to go back across into Denmark, into Helsing, something else, can't remember the name of it. But yeah, very, very hot day. And then early in the morning, we're going to be making the huge trip back to the Netherlands to see May. So yes, it's going to be a very hot day today, very sunny, lots of pictures, lots of videos, and that's it. I've not done one of these for a while, so yeah, that's the plan. Just had my breakfast and I'm just having a coffee, and then we'll see if we can get Alex out of the pit. So I'll catch you later. So here we are in Helsingborg on an actual beach. Look. Sorry, Alex is just talking to a flying insect. Yes, an actual beach. Very nice. Oh, it's so nice. Not sure what it's like for those 9 months of the year when it's kind of snowing all the time. Now, we've not really made the decision yet about what to do. I've just gone and banged my car in the car park as we were coming out and left a nice little dent in the front arch. trying to swing round to avoid one thing and hit the arch, hit the pillar in the car park. So anyway, fucking hell, that'll be another expense when I get back. I was going to say something else and I've completely forgotten what it was. Yeah, sorry, we've not really decided what to do while we're here. We may well take the ferry over there. I've got no idea what that looks like because I can't see the phone. But yeah, there is a ferry over there, so we may well do that. Looks like, as ever, quite pretty looking places to eat and drink, which is great. On a day like today, there may well be a bit of refreshing drinking going on. Not so much beer and wine and stuff like that, unless we've got the alcohol free, in which case, yeah. Not had one bad alcohol free beer while I've been here. They've been all really great. So yeah, plenty of choice on what to do. It's not out of the question, although Helsingborg looks very slightly more elevated. In other words, you have the seafront here, and then if you look behind that way, that comes across. I don't know if that comes across very well. It may do. You may well see there that it's it elevates as you go slightly inland. But despite that, I think there is just the chance that if we're going to spend the day here, we've got until 3:30 at the moment on the car. We might actually hire bikes. Might just do it. Helsingborg is obviously not the bike capital of the world, so it may be a little bit more expensive because obviously there's not as much competition here, but we'll see how it goes. If it's not too expensive, then yeah, we'll do that, have a bit of a ride around. And so from this point on, when you're watching this edited video, I think what you'll see mostly from now for the next probably 5 or 6 minutes viewing is photographs, so enjoy. Quite incredible. You know what Alex is like. Alex likes to sleep and can sometimes be a little bit lethargic when we're travelling. Well, I just actually made the suggestion here that instead of coming over this bridge, which is kind of further away from the town, and it's definitely a dead end, he's actually decided to go ahead this way. Seems to be actually quite enjoying it. I thought I'd just mention that. Fat lady. Are we ready to set sail, bosun? You know the answer, don't you? Aye, Captain. Yeah. Ooh. And I still have the coolest The Last of Us t-shirt in the world ever, and I don't care how often I say it. Bye. We're looking for lunch at the moment, and I have to say we were on the front looking at stuff, and some of it looked okay, a little bit cafe-ish rather than restaurant, but we've gone all a bit town centre-ish now, if I'm honest with you. This could be Walsall, except with sun, and without a fucking revolting accent. Sorry, I used to live close to there. So we found somewhere for lunch. It's not actually kind of Italian. It's not Italian at all. There's no pasta, but what we are having, thanks to the lovely lady over there, is we are going to have proper, authentic, as Granny used to make, Swedish meatballs.
This is an amazing little village that we just stumbled across. Came off one of the main roads out of Helsingborg, just kind of heading north. And this isn't actually the nature of it. We've just come out of the village and it's really quaint, really all narrow, twisting little lanes, but all with housing. Really, really lovely. And look at that. Look at that beach. Where's my beach? Look at that water then. Lovely water. Sit rep. We even say that now and it isn't a sit rep. So we're still in this little village here. I'm just kind of making our way out of it, but not trying to choose a route. I'm just picking my way through some of the streets. This isn't the pretty bit. So we just go a little bit further. I'm not sure exactly where it will be. Got to watch some of these crossings, incidentally, because nobody really has priority here. So, taking a bit of a guess, I'm going to go that way. Okay, oh, graveyard, that's nice. We could go that way, would you believe? Didn't look like it, but that was a road. Won't go down there, let's go this way. Hoping the sat-nav can keep up. And I'm going to go back. This, I think, is the way that we came in. Weird, isn't it? Still looks charming, but why did it look 10 times more so when we came in the other way? Just something about the buildings. This, would you believe, that we're coming out onto here is the main road through the village. The main road. Local shop for local people. We'll have no trouble here. Wasn't bad. So long since I ever watched that programme. A church. A white church. What a cute little place. I think it's actually called Viken, but the centre of Viken, according to the sat-nav, is just a little bit further down the road. So that's probably where the cafes and the shops and things are. This is kind of the residential area, but very pretty. adapting to local customs and all that. Yeah, it can be a little bit awkward. We found this beautiful, beautiful hotel. The Grand Hotel in a place which we didn't notice the name actually because we didn't see any road sign names for it. Up on the top of a hill, which is kind of the first hill that we've encountered for a long time, possibly since the Pennines, since we left home, because it's been pretty flat since then. Anyway, this hotel sits right at the top. Hey, this is a great shot as well. I've just realised I've actually got the Swedish flag in the background waving away, fluttering away. Nice. I should have restarted that. I didn't say that very well, did I? It's the colour that's gone to my head and my face. So this is kind of probably the last stop for the day until we go back to the hotel and pack to leave tomorrow. But this is adapting to local customs. We sat down at this table like ages ago, and there are people working here, but nobody's approached us with like, do you want any drinks or anything like that. So we might have to go to the bar. So yeah, see what happens. Gosh, I'm tired. One thing I should have pointed out about the long trip that we're doing tomorrow is it won't be videoed at all. None of it will be captured for, you know, adding to the final product here, because it's just another very, very long drive. It's pretty featureless, and I didn't even bother with it so far. I just did that tiny little mashup of sat-nav video. So we won't be covering the journey back. We'll kind of start the day after with May. That was close. We thought we'd missed the boarding, but we didn't. We actually got on at the last moment. There were about three whole lines of cars that went on, and we thought, that's got to be it. We won't get on now. Yeah, made it. No time lost. We're actually very, very slightly ahead. But bearing in mind, we've only got as far as the ferry crossing into Germany, and we've still got about 9 or 10 hours, supposedly, of driving to do. Actually, it'll be a little bit less than that now. I think it's probably nearer 7.5, going on for 8. But it's quite late into the trip, coming out, that SatNav suddenly decided it was going to add 2 hours on. The way that I'm thinking, though, is that May had sent a message earlier on to say that what she was concerned about was us getting there at kind of midnight, and we'd be arriving at her grandparents'. That won't happen. You know, if something goes really bad, we may get there for, I don't know, 8:30. So it's all good. We've got breakfast now. Just going to chill out and wait for the ferry crossing. I did say I wasn't going to do any videoing for today on the way back. I'm a lying bastard. Sit rep.
Sit rep.
And perhaps the only disappointing part of the trip so far, couldn't find one with an H. Sarah. Baby. Another little update thingy. You might be wondering why I'm wearing the shades. It's because my eyes are fucking awful at the moment. This is something that happened for the first time about 5 years ago when we went on holiday to Baveno in the lakes in northern Italy. It was actually, the weather was pretty crap. Sorry, just adjusting the phone there. The weather was pretty crap at the time of year, to the extent that most of the people there were saying this is unheard of. We've never known it to be like this before. And then we had this one day when it was really hot. So we caught some sun, went out, caught some sun. And the following day, got out of the tent, we were camping, and my eyes were really swollen up. Now, it didn't take long, it only took a few hours and it kind of all went down again. And they're kind of halfway back to being where they should be. But obviously, it's not nice. It's not like weeping stuff or anything like that, it's just swollen, just the skin around the eyes is swollen. It'll be alright. But like I said, this happened for the first time ever about 5 years ago, and it happens now every time. If I spend a day in the sun, following morning I get the swollen eyes. But yeah, just a thing. And we just had this little, what worked as a breakfast. What disappoints me actually is that Alex left nearly all of it. All we've had is 2 Cokes, 1 coffee. I had a schnitzel with chips, and Alex had like a hot dog thing with chips. About 65 fucking euros for that. And it's junk food. It's junk food, 65 euros. That's a bit expensive. And we've got the big expense now the rest of the journey because it's a couple of fill-ups with fuel. Have to fill up with food again somewhere, and I just hope to God that Alex will eat it this time. Right, Dino signing off. Back to you whenever. Just before the ferry docks, additional piece of news, something I was delighted to hear this morning, something that Anthony posted on Twitter. It seems that there are highlight videos now from ESA. I don't know how many, I'm assuming quite a few. And apparently it's Anthony's run, I was there helping. Our little run is the most popular. Great, very happy. Hello everybody, just a very quick one. We're now about just over 20 kilometres from our junction with the A1 where it will be signposted for Bremen. You can see that the sunshine is streaming through the windows here, but once I've done this we'll just turn the camera around and you'll see that ahead of us is some cloud. Now it doesn't look serious, but I know that over the next day or so there's supposed to be thunderstorms moving in. Whether that is kind of part of the front and we're about to get some wet weather, I don't know. But there's just a quick update, and if Alex wants to turn the camera around so you can have a look.
It won't let me.
So there you can see, it doesn't look too bad, does it? But we're heading into it. That's all I can tell you. What it's going to do, we don't know. So the comedy continues. A little while back, I'd say we're about, oh come on, focus, we are about 150 miles into Germany, and this is the first time that we've actually stopped, which I suppose is quite a good thing. What makes it funny is that the sat-nav had no idea about this, although it did pinpoint me to, well, it says that in 32 kilometres there's more roadworks with no delay, but it didn't know about this one. We're still around 1.5 kilometres away from the actual roadworks for which we're almost standing still. But the most significant thing, and I hope I can lean forward enough to do this without causing any damage, is our arrival time. I think, roughly what time was it when you took that picture? Roughly how long ago? Oh, okay. I think it was possibly about an hour and a half back. I think at one point, probably before, it will have been before this video, you'll have seen a still shot of the arrival time of about 5:30 in the evening. Do you want a quick zoom in? Yeah, go on. I don't know if you can see that, but as you can see now, 8:02. It's gone, it's added at least 2.5 hours. But at no point, alright, just focus on the steering wheel, fine. But at no point have we, A, got into anything seriously, stoppage-wise, until now. And even this, we don't know how bad this will be, but it probably won't be that bad. It's not going to add 2.5 hours to the journey, we do know that. So we don't know what's going to happen here. We will get there when we get there, obviously. Can't do anything more than that. But this is why we really needed May's phone number so that we could at least text to update her on the arrival time, because this could be anything now. We don't know what's going to happen. Seriously, just fuck Germany, fuck German traffic, but mostly fuck this sat-nav, right? So we've actually had 3 serious hold-ups now, just standstill traffic. The sat-nav hasn't known about either of them, but when we made the last video, the last little update, that was very shortly after the sat-nav actually found an alternative route to a road which wasn't closed, which it said it was. We just carried on along said closed road like everybody else did. It's also advising of, oh, it did advise of a broken down vehicle about 150 kilometres on from where we were. So that's not going to have a huge effect. Its latest update is it's saying that in 105 kilometres there is something, but no delay. So that's useful. And an update to the arrival time. When I posted that last one, it was 8:05 or something like that? Literally within a minute, it went to about 6:50, which is where it's standing now. Well, we're going to be okay here because we have found what the sat-nav didn't know anything about, which was actually a thing, which is a broken down vehicle in the middle of the road. That's not the one from 142 kilometres back. This sat-nav is crap. Don't know what that monument is over there. Don't care either. Yeah, I'm just making this because I just had a thought. The one thing that's really great about driving through Germany is that once you get on the Autobahn, you can go as fast as you want. But it kind of struck me that the journey that we've made through, trip that we've made through Germany, we've probably averaged around 40 miles an hour over the length of the trip. We spent nearly all of it standing still like this. This is right the way through Germany. Guys, if you're thinking of going to Europe, don't go to Germany.
Quick sit rep. So the weather has broken. We got big storms last night. Well, as you just saw, obviously. Not too bad this morning. It's a nice little garden. Very cute. So yeah, the sky is actually just kind of grey and dull. A couple of little rumbles of thunder I think are still around, but...
Welcome to Efteling.
Yay! No, don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it.
Ja, sie können tun.
Susanne is there! That is nice.
Uit het torenraam waardoor hij blind werd. En hoe liep dat nou af? Jaren later vond Rapunzel hem. En haar treurige tranen raakten zijn ogen, waardoor de prins
Speak up.
Zo glad sneeuwen.
Ja, u komt me bekend voor, maar zo bekend nou ook weer niet.
We waren verboden. Zoveel ijdelheid was echt onverdoemd. Ze bedachten daarom een list en verschenen bij het paleis aan de poort.
Maar er was eens een dag dat het anders was. Zal ik erover vertellen?
Papier hier. Papier hier.
Didn't even say thank you.
Papier hier. Papier hier.
I think it's stuck.
Papier.
Sit rep. We're at Efteling. Thunderstorm just started, and we just got PWC big time. We're in a. This restaurant is actually crap, but it's kind of full of people taking shelter from the rain because it's coming down, and we are absolutely soaking.
It's like we've been to a water park.
Yeah. Valhalla has got nothing on this. So we don't know how long this is going to carry on for. The rain is just bucketing down there. And we'd have to stay here until whatever. I think it's probably got to that time of day where the best thing to do is get May's granddad to come and pick us up, because even if the rain stops, I think a lot of the rides probably won't start up again because of, waterlogging and electricity and all that kind of stuff. Look, there is some thunder and lightning going on, and from what May was saying earlier on, if they get thunder and lightning at this park, very often they just stop the rides altogether.
Mostly the big rides.
Certainly the big rides. So, update, and we'll catch you whenever. Bit rat time, so here we are, just waiting to get into, just a passport control tunnel. Uneventful journey, no traffic problems. Really missing May already, it's weird.
Beautiful person, but great personality as well. Kind of unexpected with a lot of people when they're just beautiful people. They can have very, you know, physically beautiful people. They can have very ugly personalities, but May's just so sweet, so lovable. Anyway, here we are. We've got a great arrival time. As long as there's no traffic problems, and as long as the sat nav is taking into account the actual train times on the tunnel, we should be back before 6 o'clock in the evening. So there is a chance that if I can get everything up and working, I might do a stream. It won't be golf, maybe The Last of Us, but very, very casual, just talking about the trip. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, catch you later. Okay, shit rep time, and it is shit rep. Almost home. Quite a good journey. Reasonable. M25, of course, was a joke. But we are 23 miles away from where we want to come off the M6 motorway, and then it's only a couple of miles home after that. And it is standing still. This is where they're working on making it a smart motorway, so it's going to be like this all the time when it's finished. But a combination of horrible weather and also the fact that there's no junction or anything like that, just everybody is fucking stopped for no reason. That's what English drivers do. They drive along and then they put the brakes on for no reason, and everybody behind them puts their brakes on. Next thing you know, you're stopped. And you can be stood there for 15-20 minutes, and then it all gets moving again, and there's no reason why it was stopped. There's no broken down vehicles, there's no crash, there's nothing. It's just people put the brake lights on. So we did actually have an ETA at one point of about 6:30. It's now 7:16, and when we set off from May's grandparents this morning, I was guessing that we might get home for about 8 o'clock, okay, if all went reasonably well. As it turned out, our ETA was a lot sooner than that. Now it isn't. So that's a shit rep. That's probably the last piece of video that I'll actually do for this ESA adventure compilation, because like I said, we're almost home. So I hope everybody I hope everybody enjoyed watching that. It was quite a bit of fun to put together, and I know that you're sort of thinking, how do you know that? Because you're still recording stuff. Well, actually I think I've got about 35 minutes already kind of edited, so this will be the last bit. So I hope you all enjoyed that. There won't be another. Shit rep.
Shit rep.
Bye.